Hey there. Although I am involved with CADAC, the Center of ADHD Awareness Canada, the views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the participants and do not reflect those of CADAC. And now, cue the music.
This is the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, Andre Brisson.
Hey there, it's Andre, the Impulsive Thinker Podcast with this week's short. I just finished watching a YouTube video by Dr. Benjamin Hardy, best-selling author of Personality is Impermanent and Who Not How and The Gap in the Game. And it was, the title caught my eye. It was called, If You Want to Achieve Your Dreams Faster, Watch This, with the subtitle, Simplify Your Goals. And I went through and I listened to it and I was very intrigued. And the big thing that hit me was when he said that people have too many goals, which creates too many distractions, which makes you unfocused. And for the ADHD brain, I'll guarantee it. He didn't say this, but I know what the ADHD brain makes us overwhelmed and quickly. And by having said that, he also goes on to explain how by having too many goals means we're going too many directions and we're all doing small little things in all those multiple directions. So we're just making incremental advancements in each incremental road. And I was just like, wow, why does this bother me? Why does this bother me? Well, it's bothering me because it's true. And I'm a victim to that. And that's being a victim to your ADHD brain. I got so many ideas. I got ideas, like someone said, their ideas have ideas. And I want to do everything. I want to achieve everything. So, I can juggle all this thing. But when I look back, it's like I'm making progress, but I'm making very, very small progress because my effort and my attention is spread out on way too many goals. And the other thing that really hit me was what he said is that many people, their high-level goals are too small and their daily goals are too big. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. Their high-level goals are too small and their daily goals are too big. Boom. Very true. That didn't even bother me because when I read it, it makes sense to me. My big goals are just too small while I'm trying to take big chunks out of the apple on my daily goals, and they're just too big, And that's where sometimes I get overwhelmed and I procrastinate. I can't get started because my daily goals are just way, way too big. And then in the end, my high level goals are a little too small. So long story short on this is that his point is you got to simplify your goals, and he's got a lot of great points. I'm not going to go into all this here, but you should listen to the video. It's 12 minutes. We have to simplify the goals. We should have one major keystone goal. That goal is basically identifying your future self. How does your future self look like? If you achieve that goal, is that who you're going to be? Okay. Now, just because you envision or you make this goal, once you achieve that goal, he further goes and explains you need to define a clear outcome of achieving that keystone goal. So I got a picture of myself in the future. Once I achieve that picture in the future, what is the outcome? What will that give me? Very important there, okay? And in order to stay in flow, and I can really resonate with this, like this really hit me, because once we get in flow, like he's talking to a neurotypical range of people, but to stay in flow, which I interpreted as for the ADHD brain is hyper-focus, is that to stay in flow / hyper-focus, you can only work on one thing. Have all your attention on that one thing. And if you want more flow, he postulates to have more flow, you need less goals. When I heard that kind of stopped me dead in my feet going, what do you mean less goals? I can't have less goals. There's a lot I want to achieve. But he's right. If we have less goals, it's going to less likely overwhelm our brain, and we're able to associate or allocate the appropriate mental energy to focus on that one keystone goal. And by reducing our goals, we can achieve it and move forward quicker, get those goals done so we can start other goals. But try to keep our focus narrow on that. And then with that, he was saying, again, Very impressive, because I was going to call BS on this, but we have to start saying no to lesser goals. We tend to lose track of our big goal, and we're working on lesser goals that's impeding our forward movement to get into flow to move on with our keystone goals. And lesser goals can be a lot of stuff of they're no longer valid. It's just something we put on the list that we want to keep. Or if we achieve this goal, how much is this really going to advance us towards our keystone goal? Will the other goal that I've got listed get me to that keystone goal quicker or more efficiently? Lesser goals may not always work for us. It may work for others. So something that was very interesting for me. And the goal that we're working on has to modify our present self to become a future self and not get stuck on being the former self. He talks like this about the future self and the present self, that the present self cannot stay the same to become your future self or your future keystone goal. Your present self must transform, must change to become your future self. And a lot of us are afraid of that. So simplifying the goals, and like for me, what I got out of this is we got to stick to a lane, define that major keystone goal, and to clearly define an outcome. And I've never really done that. I've always just had, I want to achieve the goal. I want to make $200,000 a year, and I achieve that goal. But thinking about the outcome, if I get there, what's the outcome? What does that do for me? What can I do? Right? It's almost as if I got an idea, I want to go down the road, but what am I going to do once I get there at the end of the road? That's how I view defining the outcome of the keystone goal. And now I'm going to go through all my goals. I'm actually going to pay attention and define these outcomes that I want to see once those goals are achieved. And then just look and see what are my lesser goals that I don't need to achieve. You know, as the entrepreneur, the one in charge, maybe these lesser goals can just be done by other people, not necessarily me. Hey, there's an idea. But either way, what I really like is that we have too many goals. The ADHD brain has too many ideas, and we want to achieve everything right now. And I get this. All of our ideas are always great. They're always fantastic. It's going to change the world. But at the same time, that does us a disservice. And at the same time, I think it also does the team a disservice, because if we're frazzled and we're trying to go in too many directions, our team can't keep up. Jeez, even our team can't keep up with our brains, let alone me keeping up with my own brain. Imagine we're trying to follow my brain in 200 different directions. So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down with my engineering manager, business partner, and we're going to go through the goals that we want, and we're going to pick each of us a keystone goal and make sure that we're going to go towards that. And so we can keep the flow and work on the one thing. And being all follow-throughs and engineers and fact finders, I think it'll help them all. But I keep going back to what Ben Hardy always talks about, this future self. Envision your future self. You have to transform. And by doing that is setting smaller goals, shorter goals, and shorter steps. And with shorter steps, we can gain more confidence. And with more confidence, we get motivation. And that line of thinking to me is just powerful. And I recommend you go see, I'm going to put the link in the show notes about that video. It's 12 minutes. I guarantee it's going to change your life. And I know it's going to resonate with us, because for us to simplify stuff, it's very tough. And if you're not aware that what our ADHD brain wants to do with our goals and that, this will definitely help you. I've run a little long today. I didn't think I would on this, but I got to say this was a game changer for me. And I highly recommend that you go check him out on his YouTube channel, Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Thanks again for listening. Please share this episode and subscribe to the podcast. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by Andre Brisson. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.